Hey friends, this is your first lesson for art class. Remember, as you're watching this video, you can always pause and go back to watch something again. If you need help, ask an adult. In this lesson, you will learn about line, shape, symbols, and your art tools. By the end of this lesson, you will have finished your 2 objectives. An objective is what I want to see in your assignment before you're finished. By the end of this lesson, your 2 objectives are: I can draw at least 3 different types of lines, and number 2, I can draw at least 4 different shapes. All right, let's get started. When you finish your drawing, either keep it or take a picture so you can show me in our next art class. Eventually, I will have a place where you can post that artwork in our classroom. For now, just make sure you hold on to it so I can see it when you're finished. What is a line? Sometimes you get in line behind people at the grocery store or in school when we're in person. What about in art? Does anyone see any lines in this picture behind me? I see a line going up and over this big wave, and then it starts getting crazy and pokey and curly down here, and there's a bunch of little curly lines. I see another line that has little points right here. I see a little line that has 1 point, and I see another line that instead of being pointy is curvy. What about you? What is a shape? What are some shapes that you know? Today, we are going to be practicing our circles, our rectangles. How many sides does a rectangle have? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. We're going to draw a triangle. How many lines does a triangle have? 1, 2, 3. What about a diamond? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. What are other shapes that you know? In this lesson and other lessons, you can use whatever writing materials that you have. If you got a sketchbook from your school, you can use it, but make sure you only use the first page. I don't want us to waste all of our papers. If you didn't get a sketchbook from our school, that's okay too. You can either use a notebook, a sketchbook that you may have, or just a piece of paper that's lying around. When you're drawing, you can use a pencil, a pen, a marker, crayons, colored pencils, any kind of drawing item that you have. Those are our art tools. If you have a pencil, I think you should probably start with that, just in case you do something that you don't like. That way, you can go back and erase it and try again. We're going to start by drawing a circle. Now I know circles sound really scary, but a great trick of doing a circle is to move your whole arm and practice a bunch of times. Then you can decide which line you want to keep. If it's not perfect, that's okay. We're just practicing and you can do it as many times as you'd like. If drawing a circle right away is just too scary, you can go find a cup or something round in your house, hold it with one hand, and trace it with the other. If you need an adult's help, you can ask. Next, we're drawing a line under our circle and then a longer line. What shape do you think I'm making? it's a rectangle, isn't it? If you need to pause and watch this again, you can. We're going to draw a rectangle under our circle. After we draw our big rectangle, I'm going to draw another line down. What do you think I'm making now? It's a long, skinny rectangle. Does anyone know what that might be? Oh, they're legs. We're drawing two long, skinny rectangles under our body. Now I'm drawing a little tiny rectangle. What do you think that might be? Feet. Nice. All right, so now we have a couple of legs. What's our body missing? Arms. I'm going to go up to that point, which is a shoulder. I'm going to draw another line. And this one is almost like a squished rectangle. That's called a rhombus. Everyone say rhombus. All right, now we have two arms, and I'm going to do a couple of little circles for our arms. All right, looks like we have our body. If you want, you can draw a triangle with 3 lines up on top. Remember, if that was too fast, you can always watch it again. If you want, you can go back and trace the lines that you like with a pen so that they show up a lot darker and they're easier to see. Now, I'm going to go and draw some lines. What are those lines? They're zigzags. Let's see. I could also do some loop-de-loops, some crazy wavy lines. I could do, let's see, some dotted lines. Maybe I'll do a couple of dotted lines. I could also do some crazy wild lines while my daughter screams in the background. And I could do some shapes. I'm drawing hearts by making 2 little candy canes kiss each other. I could do also diamonds. And triangles. Here's some lines on my pants. Maybe I have some striped pants. And I gave myself some little shoelaces. You can do that if you want. Now I'm going to draw a smiley face and a couple of little circles for eyes. At this point, I'm going to start making my person look like me. You can start making your person look like you. I'm excited to see what you guys do with your self-portraits as I get to know you. You can give yourself different types of hair, different hats, do stuff that reminds you of yourself. You can even go in and give yourself some freckles. When you finish, if you used pen, you can go back and erase your pencil lines. Now, we are going to start coloring. When you color your artwork, you can use colored pencils or crayons or whatever colors you have, if you have any. When we're coloring though, we need to make sure that our coloring is neat. That means we're being careful. In my art class, we don't scribble. Scribbling is for babies. You guys are big kids. We are going to learn to draw more neatly than that. When we color, we're going to do little circles and try to stay inside of our lines. It's easy to stay inside the lines if you start by coloring the outside edges of your shape and then color the inside. Notice, depending on the color of the skin of the person I'm drawing, I'm going to change the color a little bit because not everyone has the same color of skin. So I could use some darker brown or some lighter brown depending on who I'm drawing. On the left, I'm drawing my friend. On the right, I'm drawing myself, so my skin is a little bit lighter. You can pick whatever colored pencil or crayon you think works best. You can also mix them. If you notice, I'm using lots of different colors on top of each other to make my skin tones. You probably noticed this video got really fast. I'm just making it fast so you don't have to sit through a long video. When you're doing your artwork, you're not going to go that fast. You're going to take your time. That way, everything turns out really nice and neat. When I finished my drawing, I decided I wanted to add a little bit more. So I added some details about myself so that you can get to know me. If you would like, you can add some extra details or symbols so that I can get to know you. A symbol is something that represents something else, like a stop sign means to stop, or a traffic light will tell you to go, stop, or slow down. In my picture, my symbols are a heart with my family in it because I love my family. I have a mountain because I like to go hiking. I have an apple because I'm a teacher and I love teaching. A New Mexican flag because I love New Mexico and I've lived here my whole life and it's my favorite place. I added a paintbrush and a pencil because I love art, and I added a bar of chocolate because that's my favorite food. When I finished, I colored in the background with green, which is my favorite color. Remember, you don't have to add details like this if you don't want to. What I'm looking for when you turn in your artwork are those two objectives from the beginning of the video. Those objectives were, I can draw at least 3 different types of line. Let's count how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that at least 3? It's more than 3, so I'm ahead of the game. All right, our second objective was to draw at least 4 different shapes. Now let's count our shapes. 1 rectangle. I have some hearts, so that's 2 different shapes. I have some circles, 3 different shapes. I have a triangle, 4 different shapes, and I actually have little tiny triangles there too. I don't know, I can't talk, that's okay. Anyway, what I'm looking for is that you drew at least 3 or more lines and at least 4 or more shapes. Other than that, you can make your artwork look however you would like. I can't wait to see it.